Hi again. Thank you very much for stopping by and listening to my video. I would like to talk to you about fear. You know, many of us suffer from fears. The important thing is to acknowledge them and to recognize them and to accept that we have them. Then we can do something about it. We can change it. However, if we are in denial, we can do nothing about it. You know, when I first started jogging, I had to overcome my fear of meeting and seeing people I did not know, knowing that people were watching me. And slowly, every day, I worked on me. And whereas before I would not look at them in the eye, I learned to look at them in the eye. I learned to greet each one. And now I'm very comfortable as I jog along. When I jog, I find that it distresses me. It teaches me to stay in the moment. It teaches me consistency. It teaches me to basically believe that irrespective of whether I do not get to the church, it's important that every day I get a little closer to the church. This teaches me something in my life. If I don't succeed in something today, if tomorrow I'm consistent again, I will achieve yet another, I will be one step closer to achieving my objective. And this teaches me consistency and persistence in what I do. I discussed with friends, quite often I do talk to them about, unfortunately, the dangers of being obese and getting diabetes, something which scares me because in Africa, apparently, 80% of people are obese or are borderline diabetes cases. And disease is something I believe we can all keep away. So I used to say to them, you know, it's an amazing feeling when you come back from jogging and you feel so great and so uplifted and everything is much brighter and life is so much nicer. And people would look at me and think, oh yeah, cuckoo, you know, you like that. Once they started doing it, they realized the importance of working out, of exercise, whether it be yoga, whether it be modern dancing, you know, whether it be jogging. They suddenly realize that after a good jog, because you give off these wonderful feel-good endorphins, you suddenly focus on the positive, you focus on the possibilities. It's like a weight has been released, and that is an opportunity during the time that you are jogging to empty the mind, because all that is important while you are exercising. While I jog, it is just this one step and this one step. And another thing is that we don't have very good pavements. In fact, we don't have pavements in my township where I live. So the foot is constantly adjusting. You're constantly becoming more and more alert to the immediate vicinity where you are, so that you don't sprain an ankle or trip over or hurt yourself in any way. So it takes a lot of consciousness throughout the 4 kilometers that I jog on a daily basis to stay in that moment. The wonderful thing is the benefits I get when I come back. I focus on the positive. I see the possibilities. I'm inspired. I can take the day and whatever may come my way. I don't look at it and find it draining. I actually find it challenging, because for me, challenges inspire me. They give me that zest and enthusiasm to go forward that little bit more and that little bit more. And the wonderful thing about consistency in exercising is that even though your grandmother or your mother may have died of cancer, you can overcome it, because you can change, you know, the state of your genes by becoming positive. It is negativity that keeps draining those cells of all the goodness that they have. Whereas if you constantly pump that which is good, those positive energies, those cells start to replenish and they become a totally new, forceful cell that can now resist all types of disease. I speak about this not because I've read about it, but because I've been there twice. And here I am talking to you. And I would like you to realize that it doesn't matter what type of disease you have, you can overcome it when you stay positive. Medicine has proved, and scientists have proved, that with a positive mind, it is easier to heal and to overcome disease. Because when you are negative, you just get drained, and this is how eventually your lifespan gets cut short. Start to focus on the positive. Start to stand up and take ownership and responsibility of all your fears. Acknowledge them and daily work towards eradicating them and embrace them. Because fear is also good in a way. Fear pushes us and makes us go beyond what we would normally do. But fear of people seeing you, overcome that. You have to live within a society. You know, fear of being noticed, appreciate that you are unique. You are celebrating self and your uniqueness is noted. And always realize that you must do things to impress yourself, to compete with you. You become your greatest critic. Don't let anybody else influence you. You do it and you progress at your own pace. It is your life. You have choice in everything that you do. I thank you so much for watching this video. And I ask you to always remember that you are in every respect the scriptwriter of your play. You are the director. You decide which are going to be the actors or the participants in your play, which is your life. You are the light engineer, the sound engineer. You are all these things. You have choice always in everything. You have choice whether you're going to entertain those fears or whether you're going to work through them. Avoiding things does not work. How do you get rid of all the things that pile up in your brain and pile up in your brain if you don't have an escape? Because we have the tendency these days, oh, it's not polite to say this or to do that or to think that. No, stop that. Start to deal with it. If something does not make you feel good, stop and find a nice way. By the way, John, what you are doing does not please me. I would appreciate you not doing it in front of me in future. And if this person realizes that you have no anger and no hatred and no judgment, this person will receive the message and will probably take note of it. But if you're going to transmit this message with anger or with judgment or with superiority, of course people are going to try and resist it. Remember always that whatever you get is what you have mirrored. In other words, your own shadow walks ahead of you as compared to being behind you. You find that everybody else becomes your shadow, and therefore you are now observing your own shadow wherever. So whatever wrong happens in your life, it's not a matter of you pointing fingers and blaming everybody. You take ownership of that and ask yourself, what is it that I did that caused this reaction? And when you get the answer, you will realize that we are all work in progress. We all have a lot to do within ourselves. And daily we can find things that we can change within ourselves. And when we deal with these things, it is good. We come out better on the other side. Pushing them under the carpet does not help. It only helps to add to the stress and, of course, the filling up of the mind. Learn to empty the mind. Learn to pause. Learn to breathe. Learn to harness energy from this moment, from this instant, as you and I are in this space, because you are with me in the space as I speak. You are a part of me. You can merge with me and actually feel what I feel. I thank you so much for taking time to listen to this video. Namaste. May you succeed in all your endeavors. May the light in me acknowledges the light in you. Namaste.